Okay, so let's get started for today. I wanted to start off by letting you guys know that Portrait Studio, which you'll see me use a bit of today, and my masterclass, which you've seen me discuss in the past couple of weeks, will be on sale starting the 20th. I'll most likely start the sale the 19th Monday evening and let it roll over into Tuesday. I will try to do critique hours throughout the winter holidays, but private tutoring is on pause until the new year. And yes, I do. I run private tutoring. People book through my website. They apply. They send in their gallery, and I pick and choose which student I feel like needs my work the most. There are 7 or 14. They've been brought down to 6 or 12 sessions that we use across the year, with 2 to 3 weeks break in between each one. So if you're interested in private tutoring, slots are going to open up for the new year. Almost always the slots are not, they're always filled up. There's always a waiting list, but right now there is no waiting list and slots are opening up for anyone interested. So you just have to go to my website, go to the private tutoring tab and scroll down, look through my prices, look through the application process, examples of other students who've taken tutoring with me and how they've improved. And if you're interested, just send in a form submission and see if it's right for you. So let's get started for today. I wanted to show you guys a quick little trick that will make proportions easier. If you already know that you're having issues with a feature, like you know that feature is problematic and you're not 100% sure how, but you know it is, all you gotta do is just take your brush and hide the feature. All right, so in the new layer, I'm just gonna hide the feature. All right, you guys have seen me do this before, right? And what I'm gonna do once it's hidden is in a new layer, I'm gonna start mapping. I'm gonna start basically finding where the symmetry lines are, the horizontal symmetry. Right, and you've got everything pretty much right where it's supposed to be. All these lines are generally parallel. So this means that all I really got to do is grab the nose parallel line, or even the mouth parallel line. The mouth parallel line is kind of messy, so let me fix that. The mouth parallel line or the eye, grab one and just take it up there. And this way you will never ever have disproportionate eyes or disproportionate features ever again. So let me just use the nose one instead, since it's more level. The mouth can kind of have a smile on it. Okay, and so I'm just going to sketch real quick where I feel the other eye should be. So that means I'm drawing more parallel lines. So that means from here to here, I'm drawing a parallel line. From here to here, I'm drawing a parallel line. And then for the lower eyelid, I'm drawing a parallel line. So that means that the eye sits in this general area, then the other eye. Okay, and then there's the lower eyelid, and we're done. Okay, so did I see how I did that? I used the symmetry of the other features to find the parallel, the perfect line, copy pasted that same exact type of line from the nose for the other eye. That's how you keep consistent looking features. So this whole time you guys have had the other eye hidden, right? So I'm just deleting my lines now that I know where my eye is. I'm just deleting my lines. I'm deleting all this. I didn't tuck it in quite as far. Symmetry lines don't help you tuck in for 3/4 so you gotta make sure you're tucking it in. Right, that looks like a pretty decent spot for the next eye. Everything looks good. Okay. All right, you guys ready to see where that eye was in the before? Okay. Do you see how weird it was? Do you see how it was just completely in the wrong spot? See, I don't know if this story is that this character does have a deformity. I'm not 100% sure if I've completely missed the point of this piece. So do you guys see the issue? The other eye was not only on a completely different symmetry line, It was under the other eye. So you drew a line and the other eye was under it. Even though everything else, I mean, I'm not here trying to pretend that I know which perspective you wanted or imagined. All I know is what you've already told us, which is this nostril and this nostril are level, this lip corner and this lip corner are level, and the chin is pretty level, and everything has the same exact level point. So why is this eyeball underneath the other eye? That means from front view, this guy's eye, there's one eye here and there's one eye down here, and then his nose and mouth are perfectly fine. Yeah, so someone's like, I was very off, I couldn't notice it. So what you do is, again, very simple. You just find the symmetry line that these features are on, and then just use them to find the other eye. 3/4 view isn't out to get you. 3/4 view isn't out to hurt you. It's really, really easy to break down. So the sketch is very crude, but it is in the right place. It's right where it's supposed to be. Just there. And I'm just trying to tuck it in more so it looks more like a 3/4 view eye. And again, no matter what I do with it, it still looks way better than where the other eye was. So I'm going to grab the other eye and then just relocate it so it looks appropriate to the proportions already established in the image. Okay, and then just flip the canvas, make sure everything feels and looks right. Flip again. So if you guys aren't flipping the canvas, what are you doing to stop your tunnel vision from taking over? So who here feels like they neglect flipping the canvas? If you're in the YouTube section and you heard this, leave a quick comment with your, with your hands up and explain why are you neglecting the flipping canvas trick? Because it changes everything about the way you draw. You completely interrupt that tunnel vision from your vantage point through your brain. It means that any habits, visual habits your brain has and the way it delivers information to you is interrupted. The brain isn't allowed to hijack your viewpoint, your vantage point. You are allowed to see the information in its totality. That's why we flip the canvas. And it's not just digital things. So don't be like, oh, I'm cheating. Oh, it's a digital thing, I'm cheating. Traditional artists do this as well. Are they cheating? They use mirrors, or they have a flipped reference, a flipped version of the reference that they printed out. All different ways to achieve the same thing, which is to stop the brain from hijacking the proportions and the perspective. So again, I'm just gonna bring my other eye. It looks pretty close, looks good. I'm just gonna show you the before and after really quickly. And again, your brush strokes are so beautiful, your skin tones are wonderful. Why then did you have this extreme proportion issue that went unnoticed? Right? It makes you wonder what's out there right now that you know that you don't know about the fundamentals. It makes you wonder how much of your knowledge is real knowledge and how much of it is accidental. How many of your successes that you've drawn you can never repeat again. So I know that, a lot of you just want to basically focus on enjoying yourself in art, not work too hard on the hard work. But something like this extreme issue, it's so easy to fix, but it's so late in this person's skill that they are so good at everything else, but this one thing they missed. It makes you think. I mean, are any of us truly good at art? If something this simple can be missed so late in the game, how is that possible? And it's possible. That's why I say simplicity isn't always something that means that it's basic, it's easy to grasp. Simplicity doesn't mean it's easy to grasp. In fact, simplicity, the more simple something is, the more covert it can be, the more easy it'll be to hide it, because it just hides in with the camouflages in, and it's hard to catch it. And simple basic measurements like this are so easy to overlook because you're like, oh, all she did really was draw a line from here to here, here to here, and duplicate that line. My brain can automate that, right? Right, brain? You're already doing that, right, brain? And the brain's like, yeah, I've been doing that this whole time. Yeah, don't worry. But it hasn't. Your brain has not been doing that. Your brain is telling you lies. That's why we flip the canvas and rotate, do all kinds of shit to your canvas. Step away from the canvas. Blur your canvas. Whatever you have to do to interrupt the false information that your brain has hijacked. All right? So before, after, and I'm surprised that, you know, this wasn't noticed by the artist because the artist is so good at what they're doing. They understand where they want to put brushes. Things feel authentic. The brush strokes feel great. But this one unusual, unacceptable proportion issue that the style could not, the style would not forgive you for. The style isn't going to hide something like this. So if you learned something today and you want to give back, please consider joining as a $1 patron on Patreon. It's just $1 a month. That's $12 a year for this free educational content, to keep it free for everyone. And that's just for those who want to support. It's not mandatory. I critique this piece for free. It's just to show support for this community. That's just $1 a month. I'm trying to get everyone on board, and my goal is 1,000 patrons. It's been my goal for a couple of years now. I haven't been able to hit it, but I hope I can hit it sometime soon. So if you can, if you have the time to go on Patreon and pledge, please consider doing so. It's just for $1 patron. There are other tiers that have educational material as rewards, but for these you get the full recording of today's class and all the previous ones that have ever been posted, so you get to see them all. For $1 a month you get a year's worth. This because I started this year, January 2022, so you get a year's worth of critique hours for that $1. And all of them are full length, so you can watch any one that you saw that's short and you're like, I wish I saw more of what she did. You can join on Patreon and you can see that full one in the video history of rewards posted. Portrait Studio is going to be on sale. It's what I used to make this quick little reference here, but you can pose the whole mannequin. You have a bust, you have many, like an unbelievable variety of combinations you can create with all of the models, simple and basic, that you have. You have light camera and model control, and that's available on my store, and the sale will be next week, the 20th. Look out for it. I'll post it everywhere. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next week at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday the 20th. Bye guys.